morning to everyone. I hope you are recognizing the wonderful day. And why is it a wonderful day? Yeah, look up Lama. I hope you look outside and you see the blue sky and you see the sun. And maybe people are walking about already. Or Lama Sonam, good to see you today. Lama Sonam, Dolma, and then I saw one more. Well, she must have disappeared. She rainbow bite. Anyway, don't start playing around already. But every day you get up, I hope you go, wow, it's a good day. I'm above ground. Every time I see Lama Sonam, I go, yay! I'm not fertilizer for the flowers. But even then, I will look forward to being fertilizer for beautiful roses. When this carcass has been disposed of, please take the ashes and plant some rose bushes and take the ashes and use it for fertilizer. I can hear Lama Kazi going, you know what they call fertilizer in the old countries? I won't say. It must be the orange juice in the croissant. Your mind goes like this. Anyway, today is, I believe, Guru Rinpoche practice. Today is Guru Rinpoche Day. So we'll do, according to Kazi Tesha, I like to call it Kazi Tesha way, which we have been doing. So we'll focus on the practice of the Guru Rinpoche. And the blessings of Guru Rinpoche. And then I have one candle lit for my refuge Lama, the Thupten, Kapchi Rinpoche, who I took refuge with probably 1971. Some of you were all just babies, most of you. And obviously he entered into Parinirvana in Thupten, and who knows now, is in the great grand scheme of the cosmos of the enlightened ones, where the blessings are ever present if we have faith and devotion and trust and rest in the nature of our own intrinsic quality, which is inseparable from that of his and that inseparable of the Buddhas and Guru Rinpoche. Then we can receive great inspirations and blessings at this time. And if you look behind Lama, you'll see the Gyaltsen Rinpoche. And again, that's many times, many teachings and blessings of Gyaltsen Rinpoche. And his, the anniversary of his Parinirvana just passed through. So again, we have many wonderful blessings from many great masters that we are directly connected to in our lineage. So I hope you're understanding this, and many things sort of running through my mind this morning, but before we get too far, please, as I say from the Buddhadharma way, is take a breath in and let your mind settle into the sea of psychic energy of tranquility. Where is the sea of psychic energy of tranquility? It lies in the lower regions of the navel center. So reading Gyaltsen Ling says he had mastered the 32 channels of the right and 32 channels of the left, meaning that he had overcome the obstacles that originated from these lower regions. So we can say 32 in the lower region, 64, then we have 8, then the 16, then the 32, then sometimes 8, sometimes 9, and this. But all of these channels and chakras and nadis, let the winds be free in an instant, just by recognizing the unfabricatedness of the constructs that arises from emptiness. Take a breath in, please. Breathing out, just rest for a moment. Rest in the purity of being present, or rest in the purity of present being. What is the essence of that purity of present being? Is emptiness. Then again we use in the Taoist way the secret of the golden flower, the lotus that resides within each and every one of us. Lay it open and bloom in the sun rays of the day. And then reading earlier in the Prajnaparamita Sutra of Transcendental Wisdom. As long as there is space and time, there will be the enlightened bodhisattvas who remain behind. They have made a vow that they will not enter into complete and total enlightenment until all sentient beings are free. May we be like this also. Rest your mind. So many influences. Dogen Zenji, those old Zen yogis, you know who Dogen Zenji is. 1 moment sitting, 1 moment Buddha, 2 moments sitting, 2 moment Buddha, and so forth and so on. So just sit in present beingness, unfabricated, and rest. And breathing out again. The honeymoon period for some is over. Now we're into the thick of the sea. And again, as I was thinking this morning to me, in the roughness of the sea, the waves come one after another. But we wanted to be calm in that sea. And we fool ourselves in the lullness when the calmness arises, and we think that is how it's going to be. And before we know it, the next wave comes. Bam! Oh my goodness, I got knocked down to my knee. That wasn't fun. But Lama Rinpoche would say, how do you know you're progressing upon the path? And I think sometimes, and I'm speaking in generalities, that we get involved in the spiritual paths and yogas and meditation and Tai Chi and this, and we think everything is going to be love and light. And I like to say, sitting by the pool, drinking lemonade, but it's not. I was reading this just a few moments ago, and Rinpoche would say, it's like you're in a swamp, a pit of feces in which you're covered. But if you rise up, you'll be able to see. So again, I go, the honeymoon is over and things may get a little rough. And when things get rough, then we want to run away. Not realizing that it is only the unfolding of our karma that we have invested in throughout the days. And it's coming to fruition. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, I feel awful. Oh, blessing. Oh, I am crying. Oh. Upset. My body is broken. My friends are talking about me. I lose my job. I lose my house. I don't have a house. I'm on and on and on and on and on. But then it says you should recognize So again, reading Gyaltsen, He says, if you're having this type of experience, so it's for sure that there is ego clinging. One is clinging to the fabrication of the constructs of their own delusion. So I have some teaching I want to read from Toko Urgyen Rinpoche. Toko Rinpoche, instead of reading Guru Rinpoche, Toko Urgyen Rinpoche is Guru Rinpoche. But Lama Rinpoche would say, the closer you get, the higher you go to the mountains. I can tell you this for sure. The higher you go, 14,000, 15,000 feet. It's cold and wind is blowing and the air is thin and the sun is hot. Wow. Sitting in Guru Rinpoche, Gongcha. So if you're having difficulty and things are starting to be a little bit go awry, then remember the death. And dead. They don't cry. So, if one is upset and one is crying, this is wonderful. I'm alive. I'm a feeling. Zombies don't feel. Why always think zombie? And Rinpoche, he loved to tell stories about zombies. And then he go, just kidding. But the dead don't cry. And the dead don't feel. At least, not that we know of. Maybe they do, I don't know. But we'll all find out, won't we? It will be another adventure. Some sorry chariot riding along, not knowing where the pothole is. Oh, I should have been looking. So, when difficulty arises as a result of practice, then laugh and go, wow, finally, the karma which I have accrued in the past is coming to fruition at last. And perhaps I will find freedom, real true freedom, and begin to see, like Toko Urgyen Rinpoche said directly to me, you begin to see that there's nothing to see. That's when you truly see. And seeing that all that arises in all of its various manifestations is empty. And what we hold on to is the fabrication of our own delusions. And we say, why do we say delusions are inexhaustible? I vow to transcend them. And then you turn around and make stones around your neck and drag them like baggage, like a coolie. Oh, and then you say, oh, look at me. See how I am suffering. See how I am crying before thee? And like a beggar, you put your hands out. Oh, please help me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to me, like Shanti Deva. If I could use my name and Shanti Deva in the same vein, it's like sacrilege. But I'm really telling you from my own experience what I have seen, what I have heard. So maybe it will be of some use to you and you can have some joy. To find joy and happiness in misery. That's when you're free. And if you can do that with Sancho, one great Chinese sage, Sancho, make no differentiation between sad and happiness and this and that. Find the middle ground and let go and be free. And when you give up making distinctions between me and thee and they and those and them, you'll be free. But then I thought this morning, we don't want to be free. We like the baggage, don't we? Because it's familiar. We know how to suffer. We don't know how to laugh. We know how to make war and strife and be profane. And on and on. When will we embrace joy? And that is occurring. I'm speaking again in very general terms because we know the message now is that we have to change and find and create happiness and loving kindness and be compassionate and caring toward each other. But there's that word, toward each other. How can you be those things toward each other if you don't start with yourself? So I'm asking me, We were training yesterday, and I looked at the hedges, in the past memory of my auntie going out, go out and get a switch. You come back with one switch. And she said, no, I want 3. Oh, this is going to be serious beating. And then she praised them. And these days, you can't do this, but you get your behind beat. And in one way, I'm glad they did. I'm sure I needed it. But it's like we know how to be beat. When will we stop beating ourselves and become kind? Generally, says the suffering that one has at this present moment is the accumulation of past karmic actions which we have brought into the present because of fear of letting go. But then he says the same thing that Philoppa says. Let go of what is past. Have you? No. Let go of what may come. We fear. Let go of what is happening now. Look, this is my blanket. I'm comfortable. Then the Lama says, what does he mean? Simple words. Don't try to figure anything out. We always want to figure this out and figure that out. Why is this happening to me? Why didn't I do that? And blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Then he says, don't try to make anything happen. What should I do? He's telling us, just be. But we don't know how. We're so busy. We are like bees. Busy bee. Well, I guess we're in the state of the beehive, right? So we should be busy bee. So many connections. So I hope you're understanding that the honeymoon is over. You really want to practice? Now, continue. Walk on the hot coals and have no regard for what. But if you think it's going to be love and light, everything is going to be perfect, and you're not going to have any strife and all of those things, you're in the wrong place. It's like Master Gardener, Willie Lee Gardner. What you sweep under the rug will eventually come to light. Because she would go and pull the rug back to see if you had swept it under the rug, which I would do. You know, sweep the floor, pull it up. She would come with a white glove, do it again. So this is how I sort of grew up in a very practical way of what you sow, you shall reap, she said to me. Ignorance is bliss. What is that? Oh, I understand. Ignorance is bliss. But that bliss is like a welt that festers and bursts. And not until you actually attend to it properly does it heal. So Dharma is a process of properly healing, I think, don't you? There's one, when I was in retreat in Nagi Gonpa, Lama Tenzin. He would say, samsara is peril. And as I practice, I pull my Zen over my head and just cry. This is great Lama. The great Lama is pulling like this, and who are we? But they're merely saying, recognize, and as Tulku Urban Rinpoche said, in that moment of recognition, you'll see. Enough battling on my part. Take a breath in, please. Maybe something I have said to me will resonate with you, and you'll be free. Rest. Adhere to Lopa again. What does he say? Rest. But he said, right now, right this moment, rest. Or he said, relax. So relax. Relax, meaning to let go. right now, and rest. And in that moment, all falls apart, doesn't it? The coming and the going and the this and that, and the constructs of delusion, or like those clouds behind Master Ian, they just drift by. But the resting is the recognition of the purity of the space that we call the sky. But when you recognize the blueness of the space, do not even hold to that. Rest. And shall we begin? Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible, for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible, for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible, for the benefit of all sentient beings. When really we say we take refuge, in a moment a little prick comes and upsets us, poof, we forget our refuge. So when difficulty arises, I pray to Guru Rinpoche, and I recognize we establish real refuge no matter, I don't care what happens. Mama Lama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo. Mama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo Gena Laka Jojo Nama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo Gena Laka Jojo Nama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo. Lama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo Gena Laka Jojo Nama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo Gena Laka Jojo Nama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo. Lama Laka Jojo Senga Laka Jojo Laka Jojo Gena Laka Jojo. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Illusions are inexhaustible. I vow to set them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are infinite. I vow to liberate them. Illusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Illusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddhism, light and way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. And you should read some of the stories of the great bodhisattvas and the trials and tribulations and difficulties that they experienced in their lives. And according to what they experienced and what we experience, nothing. Can you give up your body? Lama Gelik sent me, there's a place that maybe some of you went to in Nepal. Mahabuddha. This is Mahabuddha. It's where the Buddha, when he was Bodhisattva, offers his body to the cubs of a lion because they were starving. Or another story where he digs out his own flesh and puts oil to make light. Can you do that? I don't want to do that. But the great bodhisattvas did many things. So please, be like bodhisattva and remain endlessly in the Prajnaparamita, remain endlessly in develop the four immeasurables of loving kindness and compassion and joyousness and equanimity for the benefit of all sentient beings. Sanye doda gedon babe so dana da do da jo da ji so Dome gyarba sunda jojo no jambe gyarba tina bada Una dumbo daji taba de dumbo taba bada tada de Unye jambe nagon tabe ba yeje jeba zara tada de Deme daji gabe wa Dewa jaga deva tadaro Yamba yunuru pamen doji jen tenre tenwa Nungu tambe da Bayi genbo denba nampa sa Namba genbo baja konto Dupa doji baga nunsu don Dubo dawa Dede nama yi Jase nanam tanshi hapi so Chanzo senpa gyasa chasalo Urgyen tuji chaji sugi na Zonzo tama tamo tama la Denda dunda baje babe ru Minyo kansen kondo kondo te Urgyen tuji tete tachen chen Joju dawa chen chen tete ma Tiso Timbe nabe we Tashi namo tela shashado Chamba tempo tunzo tende yu Nito donda tempo dudo shu Bagi donda nuwa leke sa Nando sete leche tukoda Shurada noto doche chen Bara dori juje chanchen chen Sasa neche gele kache pe Dinen kongwa kula tasalo Kasonile jawa shampala Yinen luwa sawa kunsine Dodo baba sangyo jishin tu Tashi dele pusu subasu Dodile jawa shampala Yinen luwa sawa kunsine Dodo baba sangyo jishin tu Tashi dele pusu subasu So chimpe shawa shampala Yinen luwa jawa shilane Dondo sabo zendo deshe Chaji lele kondo shobato Visualize receiving the blessings directly of the Buddha, self and others. The empty blue bindu in a heart with a silvery moon, upon which sits a brilliant heart. It is like a beacon constantly radiating out loving kindness and compassion, and perhaps the averting of war. I wish we could avert war and bring peace. Because I thought this morning, there will be no peace without peace within. And we are disturbed through the poisons of ignorance and desire and anger and pride and greed and so forth. And not until we come to terms with that, there will always be an inner war. So sad. So practice Tonglen for the totality of all sentient beings. Imagine if you had the ability, and in thought you do, is to take in the suffering and the causality thereof of all sentient beings, but to constantly radiate the light of loving kindness and compassion going out. Practice Tonglen, and we count the breath as the marker. We begin. Even though the time may have been short, a small pebble or drop will make waves in a placid lake or pool of water. And as you breathe out, in the text it says, in that moment of recognition of one's own intrinsic nature, which is inseparable from that of the enlightenment qualities of Buddha, recognize the unity in rest. Breathing out. And take a breath in for a moment. And thus, I want to go through this part 1, 2, and 3, but I only read one part, teachings from Toko Urgyen Rinpoche. I think it has some relevance. teacher, or I should say, I don't possess my teacher, he possessed me. I'm the student. Rinpoche. I see this picture many times. I know where it's at. How do we clear up very forceful negative emotions? Part one. If you know how to do it, an emotion can be cleared up in a second. Not forever, of course, but in that very moment it has completely dissolved. Every emotion is a thought. And any thought is the mind moving. When thinking, the attention moves towards one object, then toward another, and a third, right? The very root of emotion is your attention in motion. To cut the root of this movement, you must recognize from where the attention is moving. At that very instant, anger or desire immediately dissolves. In the moment of seeing this in actuality, there is no thought, only thought-free wakefulness. When recognizing the naturally empty essence, thinking dissolves. Again, a thought comes, again, recognize, again, it vanishes. For example, you get angry, recognize, and the anger dissolves. By applying this training, slowly, your tendency for anger becomes weaker and weaker. The mirror of your mind becomes clearer and clearer. In the moment of any thought, recognize the thinker. It is like rubbing away the dust from a small portion of a mirror. You can see your reflection clearly in the place where you've rubbed the dust away. Yam Control, great master, said of this, within thought, I discover non-thought. Within non-thought, I discover original wakefulness. When a mirror is covered by dust, you do not see any images. If you take the tip of a needle and you rub just a little bit, you will see a tiny bit of mirror. Our ignorant thinking is like the dust on the mirror. The more you rub the dust off the mirror, the clearer the image becomes. So next time I read part 2. When negative emotions arises and we experience the unfolding of our past karma, look to the one who is recognizing the experience. You're not trying to run away. There's no panacea or charging warrior that will come in and save us. The only savior we have lies within ourselves. The great yogis know how to endure and persevere. What's one of the prajnaparamitas of the great bodhisattvas? Perseverance, generosity, patience, ethics, perseverance, concentration, wisdom. We don't practice. We want Band-Aid. There's no Band-Aid. Rip it off. Yell, scream, cry, fall down, have tantrum, and then go, wow, that was fun. And get up and sit on your seat, look toward the one who has created that experience, and let go. I'm not telling you from some book. I'm telling you from many years of practicing, and up and down, and struggle, and loss, and gain, and tears, and anger, and crying, and this and that. But at the end of the day, oh, I am blessed. I look at the mountain, I see the sun, and the moon comes up, and I hear the barking dogs and the playing of children. Enjoy. Because you know the refrain. Dead. Don't feel. Forget. Don't play. You're not dead. Don't fear. Don't fear being human being. No. The old masters brace up. Like an old monkey Python movie. You only cut off one arm, I still got another one and 2 legs. I still got 2 legs. Come on. You gotta play with life, else you'll be crushed. Imagine if you were in the Ukraine, surrounded by the Russian army. Who knows what's really going to happen in the full facts? I don't know. We're so misinformed. But in one way, we are surrounded by our own armies of destruction. Isn't there a movie, Armies of Destruction, or something like that? But we have created our own armies. And the only way to disarm is to start from within. And as Rinpoche is saying, and when I heard Rinpoche say, look to the thinker and look, oh, he is teacher to Lama Rinpoche, who told us the same thing. Look to the thinker and let go. And you will see that there is nothing to see. That begins the great scene. This is the words that the Guru Rinpoche also gave to Yeshu Shogel when she asked for advice. How do I deal with strife? And he revealed in many, many ways of how to do that. Take a breath in for a moment. Look toward and let go. And from that space, the great Guru Rinpoche arises, which has been ever present. Urgyen Samten Ling So I want to do 2 more times. You connect to Thupten Rinpoche. It says he is manifestation of Guru Rinpoche. He just passed, so his energies, his consciousness is very present. Again, I was reading this morning how Gemalingpa sit and visualize the precious hollow body, the chakras, the channels, the nadis, the winds, all balanced within. Focus from your toes to your head to your fingers to your thumb, like a hollow vessel, but filled with the subtle aspects. And breathe in. Draw the winds into the central channel, balanced and harmonious as you breathe out and rest. Nadis. Om Ritsa Ramane Bhava Daye Soha Subhadra Samaya Za Om Bhadra Amrita Kudile Anna Om Pe. So we want to do it now. You visualize that you summon Guru Rinpoche and the lineage of Rinpoche Drupa, the assemblage of Vidyaharas is what we want to call upon, the assemblage of Vidyaharas. Dutzigario Mezawa Nebe Gunono Yenanga Baza Sama Za Sange Dodan Zugi Donan La Chenjo Badu Dani Gazuji Daji Zenjogi Bedonan Dola Feze Zange Dobajo Sange Dodan Zogi Donan La Chenjo Badu Dani Gazuji Daji Zenjogi Bedonan Dola Feze Zange Dobajo Sange Dodan Zogi Donan La Chenjo Badu Dani Gazuji Bhadra Samaya Za. So you have transformed, and taking from another little text, you transform, you are now Dorje Samba. And the intent is to clean the space, like I talked about the house earlier. You want guests to come over, then you must clean the space and prepare it. Clean the space. Sumbadru Zatu Samaya Manovalaya Badru Zadru Nenova de Nabova Zudokaya Nabova Zudokaya Nabova. Honorada Mabova Zavaziri Nabaya Zara Gamba Zudone, the Dunsinam Guru on Aladu. Sarada Gada Varmane Muzavan Zebova Azamaya Zadu, Madru Zatu Samaya Manovalaya Badru. Tidu Mabova Zudogaya Mabova Zudogaya Mabova Narada Nabova Zavaziri Nabaya Zara Gamba Zudone. Oh, Bhagavan Zavada Gata Badramane Muzavan Manobala Yabadu Zadu Nenova, Nabu Wazu Gaya, Nabu Wazu Gaya, Nabu Season the Guru, oh, Bhagavan Zavada Gata Badramane Muzavan Bhavana Samaya Zatu Badu Manobala Yabadu Zadu Nenova, Nabu Wazu Gaya, Nabu Wazu Gaya. Bhavana Samaya Satu Badru Satu Samaya Mano Padaya Padru Padru Nova Bedu Nabova Sudo Gaya Nabova Sudo Gaya Nabova Nagatu Nabova Tapasi Negayatu Sudu Resident Guru How Bhagavan Savada Gata Padru Nanu Sopente Bhavana Samaya Satu Padru Satu Manovala Yabadu Satu Neno Padu Nabova Sudo Gaya Nabova Sudo Gaya Nabova Nagatu Nabova Nagatu Setum Guru, oh, Bhagavan Zavada, Bhagavan Buddhavan Bhavana, Samaya Sadu, Madhu Sadu Samaya Manova, Kedu Nabova, Zudogaya Nabova, Zudogaya Nabova, Nagata Nabova, Zopazini, Kayata Zaranamo. Setum Guru, oh, Bhagavan Zavada, Bhagavan Buddhavan Bhavana, Kedu Badru Sadu Samaya Manova, Yabadu Sadu, Nabova, Zudogaya. Subhagaya Nabova, Anarada Nabova, Zavaziri Nagaya Zara Namazuda Meditamu. Oh, Bhagavan. Sada Gata Varuna Mudavende Bhavana, Samaya Satua, Namaduzana Samaya Manova. Naguzaru Nenova, Dedu Nabova, Zubagaya Nabova, Zubagaya Nabova, Nabova, Zubaziri Nagaya. To the Mazidam Guru, oh, Bhagavan Zavada, Varuna Nabova, Samaya Satua. Satu Samaya Manova, Yapatu Zarurinova, Dedu. Sudogaya Nabova, Zubagaya Nabova, Narada Nabova, Zubaziri Nagaya Zara Namazuda Meditamu. Oh, Bhagavan Savada Gata Varuna Mudavende Samaya Zadu Varambadu Zadu Samaya Manova, Yapatu Zadu Namarada Mabu Azavazari Nagaya Zara Namazuda Meditamu. So was it in the way of the Zaragama, the Messages of the Hong Ha, Obagaman Savada, the Power. Zomba to Zadazama Yamana Vada Yabatu Zadana Bade to was a another so was it in the way of the Zaragama, the Bhagavans over the Gada, so when the Baba Mahasama so was it in the way of the Zaragama, so when the Baba Zamaya Zakua, Badru Zamaya Manu, Zudogaya Nabua, Zudogaya Nabua, and the Ratan Nabua, so was it in the way of the Zaragama. System Zero, Bhagavasavada, Gadavada, my name was Ovenza, Mahazamaya, Mano. But the Zabrina Badi to the was a Gaya, was a Gaya, was a Susan Zero, Gadavada, my name was Ovenza, Mahazamaya, Mazudogaya, was a Gaya, another was a when the Baba Mahazamaya, the Bada Zamaya, Bada Yabadu Zaruna, Badi, was a Gaya, the Mazudu made it in the room, but the Zaruna, Badi, the Donabu, was a Gaya, Certain didn't go home. Bhagavans over that I got over the money, Muzavan, Baba Mama. Some of yours, you say, give what you do, don't use them to the day, don't want to do that. I didn't give wait, Toma. You zoom button, should be a Namo Savada Namo Savada Don't bother my surrender. They need to get to is a ram. Sarva, Tutu, Sarva, Rama, Sube, Tutu, no. Tume, Dende, Rendo, Nini, Jenge, Nojo, Tango, Kato. Toro, Nomba, Punto, Tomba, Tachi, Noto, Jengo, Go. Oma, Om, Oma, Om. Om, Om. Zaraputraga, Zara, Zaraputraga, Zara, Zaraputraga, Zara. Om Sava Megane Namo Sava Tatagata Imiji Mudube Sava Tatamote Saparana Miriam Dorehana Iram Baneda Taye Soha Om Sava Megane Namo Sava Tatagata Imiji Mudube Sava Tatamote Saparana Iram Dorehana Baneda Taye Soha Om Sava Megane Namo Sava Tatagata Imiji Mudube Sava Tatamote Saparana Miriam Dorehana Iram Baneda Taye Soha. To establish the boundaries, that word has become common in our vernacular. To establish the boundaries which are necessary to keep the negative energies out, you set up the Vajra tent. Sri Nanje Danda Danja Ka Deda Baje Maje Le Gogo Nanda Tode Don Tonye Nanda Samji Do Goma Sensen Sante Dova Dova Gonda Dova Guje Toriana Dureke Gonda Dova Guje Tonye Mebe Damba 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 Deva Guje Damba 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 Sensen Sante Dova Gonda Dova Guje Toriana Dureke Gonda Dova Guje Tonye Mebe Damba 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 Guje Damba Benela Nambaguji Sanjay Dova Dova Guna Dova Guji Dunyana Urgye Guna Dova Guji Dunyana Dembada Nedeva Guji Jana Deva Nemela Nambaguji Sanjay Deva Deva Guna Dova Guji Dunyana Urgye Guna Dova Guji Dunyana Dembada Nedeva Guji Dana Deva Nemela Nambaguji Sado Manda Doje Dovada Dene Dode Dovai Yoga Dede Taje Dede Ma Dede Dova Dede Jego So symbolically offer everything. Even I think if I offered this body, I was watching one sky burial, I offered this body to the vultures. Grind it up and mix it with the barley flour, and then the vultures come and they eat. Please, take. Saji, Dorje, Georgia, Midrodram, Rivalens, and Nidde, Zambagi, Sangis, and the Nidde, Buvayi, Doggins, and Atrubajo. Idonana, Mandula, Medaya, Saji, Dorje, Georgia, Midrodram, Rivalens, and Nidde, Zambagi. Sangis, and the Nidde, Buvayi, Doggins, and Atrubajo. Idonana, Mandula, Medaya, Saji, Dorje, Midrodram. River in Zimbabwe, Sangis, and the Nidde, Buvayi, Doggins, and Atrubajo. Mandula, Medaya, Seven lines. Om Urgyen Samten Ling Gonpa Gyaltsen Dorje Lama Kege Zazu Dazu Ge Chenje Laje Zazu Guru Bama Se Om Urgyen Samten Ling Gonpa Gyaltsen Dorje Bema June Sudra Buddha Kando Mabugu Kege Sasuda Ruge Jinde Roje Guru Bema Sede Om Urgen Juji Nansan San Bema Geza Dumbola Zazen Joji Guru Bema June Sudra Buddha Kando Mabugu Kege Sasuda Ruge Jinde Roje Guru Bema Sede We repeat this prayer. Viromen Jogi Yogi Bodando Dusu Sange Goji Go Wunge Ranjan Go Uzo Dun Seba Zoe Name Sheba Sobate Yowagundu Yondana Mandan Rome Jogi Balalo Jojen Sandan Je Wanzo Ne Sone Toji Jenji Go No Namo Dan Daye Jen Jen Jun Go Lama Dan Rezenga Zoge Gula Nine Jodega Suki Namo Dan Daye Jen Jen Jun Juru Lama Dan Rezenga Zoge Zula Nine Jodega Suki Namo Dan Daye Jen Jen Jun Juru Lama Dan Rezenga Zoge Zula Nine Jodega Suki O Rezen Giro de Brune, Mama Dodo Zengen, Zeme Nije Doveshe, Mundo Dodam Senki. O Rezen Giro de Brune, Mama Dodo Zengen, Mundo Dodam Senki. O Rezen Giro de Brune, Mama Dodo Zengen. Zeme Nije Doveshe, Mundo Dodam Nido Za Mu Sam O Dorje na Rama Temba Nido Vajra Samaya Sri Madhu Mama Jodi Te No Te Nama Jodi Anandu Nama Jodi Tu Sunzo Jodi Nama Wade Urgyen Rinpoche La Suvade Gajen Baje Nijunji Tunge Tamba Tumpa Dan Tunde Numo No So Ati Fu Prati Saho Transformation, transcendence, evolution. Zom Bhadra Agam Patum Dute Aloke Gande Newade Shata Tuta Shata Nande Lasha Shepa She Mama Daka Ucha O Sreo Mahum Bada Guru Ema Sidi Oma Om Bada Guru Ema Sidi Om Bhaja Guru Dharma Site Om Zoma Om Bhaja Guru Dharma Site Om Om Bhaja Guru Dharma Site Om Bhaja Guru Dharma Site Om. So, transformation, transcendence, evolution of the self-existing nature that is intrinsic, inherent in all sentient beings is the manifestation of the Guru. When one recognizes this, then one has come face to face with the Guru that lies within. But so what should I do at a relative level? You visualize yourself. You can do simple, if you know elaborate, fine, but you can just visualize yourself as Guru Rinpoche. In your heart is a lotus, sun, and moon disk, upon which Lama Kazi is, we could say, 9-pronged Dorje, 9-pronged Dorje. In the middle of the Dorje is the seed syllable Om. As it radiates as you recite, then the rays of light emanate multicolored, filling your whole body like a rainbow and issuing forth out into the 10 directions of space, cleansing and purifying, blessing and offering. The light goes out as an offering to all of the enlightened Buddhas of the past, present, and future, and then they radiate back. So there's an exchange, light out and light back. One receives the blessings and the wisdom and the knowledge and the attainment of subduing, subjugating, pacifying, magnetizing, and multiplying. And made through the practice, may war be averted. Very short Vajrakalaya, and may Vajrakalaya's blessings avert the strife of war and famine and the pestilence, viruses, but the most may Vajrakalaya liberate us from anger and a desire, and from ignorance and desire and anger and the pride and arrogance and the greed and lust and the stupidity. you still Guru Rinpoche summons Madhukalaya, who is inseparable from me, come and be present. Vajra Samaya Za only rolling. Umbaru kele 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 sarvamirunde, umbaru kele kele umbaru kele kele sarvunde, umbaru kele kele sarvamirunde, umbaru kele kele sarvunde, umbaru kele kele sarvunde, umbaru kele kele sarvunde, umbaru kele kele sarvunde, umbaru kele kele sarvamirunde, then umbaru kele kele sarvamirunde, ignorance, umbaru kele kele sarvamirunde, desire, umbaru kele kele sarvamirunde, anger. Bhadra Sattva Samaya, Manovalaya, Bhadra Sattva Menobha, Lugaya Nabuva, Lugaya Nabuva, Amarana Nabuva, Lugandiri Nebraya Dara, Namadu Demet, Sinim Guru, Ah, Bhagavan, Savadata Gata Bhadra, Himusa Vese Bhavana, Samaya, Sadhu, then you still give idea to Dorje Shuno do the Doma and the Dandopa, then they shall like your so we could say Bhadra now go back to their domain. And now as Guru Rinpoche, the master who made the oath with Dhammapalas, please, we really need your protection now. We really need you to help. Namo Guru De, Namo Guru De, Namo Guru De. Deva Dhammi Dhamseke, Dhamma Jumbo Jen Ren Na. Sri Benta Hera Ga Rule Hum Do Hum De Dine Bande Dande Rana Ga Dode Doje 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 Do Damse Ye Je Je Me To Je Je Me Je Nange Toge Guru Do Show, student to Gyaltsen Rinpoche, who is manifesting in Lama. Look neither in nor out. Let your heart open and rest like a flower. Breathe gently like the wind through an open window and rest. Gently breathing out. Urgyen Mama Rinpoche over and really let go of what has passed. Stop dragging rocks around. Let go. Fabricating, creating delusions, myself included. Let go of what may come. Who knows? Infinite possibilities. Why fear when wonderful things will happen? Let go of what is happening now because you can't even see, because we're so entrenched in what went before. Stop trying to figure everything out and this and that and blah and yeah. And please, you know you can't make anything happen. Either it's going to happen or it's not, but that doesn't mean be complacent. Practice contentment. And the last thing he said, relax. So difficult. Right now, and rest. Forget what I did. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give me just a few more minutes of your time.